according to
Because she
you.
didn't know how to fight.
Yep. Finish the fantasy. Why are you saying all this bad stuff about me? And what did she do? She punched you.
She pushed me away.
She pushed you.
She pushed
and
me
what
away.
did you do? She pushed you, and what did you do?
I kept asking her questions.
Move away from her. Perfect. She pushed you away from her, which means you must have been in her face. She pushed you away, and what did you do?
I told her, don't push me, because I'm just trying to have a conversation with you.
Okay, don't push me. I'm just trying to have a conversation with you. My boyfriend covets your friends, and?
And then she pushed me again, telling me, don't come near me. And I told her, I'm going to come near you to talk to you. And then she pushed me again, and that's when I got mad, because I had already told her to not push me.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. Take you and your moron boyfriend out of here. We're done.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Wait here, please.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
I feel like she's trying to make us look like the bad guy. I feel like she's trying to make me look like I'm fighting over a guy when that's not even the situation, you know?
People they're sensitive. And, you know, that is her boyfriend. They had been dating for however long they said. And
same way me and her went to go talk to him as women, same way I was going to go talk to her as a woman.
she was really sensitive about the topic. And, you know, when you have someone telling you all these things, it fills your head up. And
back where we're from, everybody knows the truth.
She fell for it, fortunately.
It was over a year ago. I'm still trying to figure out why it's being sprung up now, so.
You saw just Judy's reaction, doesn't know him, and she can tell that he's not worth it. It's not.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight for News 40 at 5. I'm Morgan Hoover.
And I'm Chris Allen. Thanks for joining us here on this Wednesday evening, waiting on the rain.
Yes, we've been waiting so long, it feels like, and we're still waiting for those droplets.
I know a lot of energy got spent early this morning with some of the showers that a few folks did find. Out there right now, there's not a whole lot going on unless you look further east. We're getting a little lull in the activity right now, but just hang on a little bit longer. There's more of rain and thunderstorms to come tonight, and some of the rainfall could be heavy. Looking live from Todd County near Elkton, 85 and sunny, 81 in Hardin County near E-Town. For the rest of this evening, we're going to see that chance of showers and thunderstorms, even some heavy rain overnight. Lows around 64. I'll have the rest of your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Morgan?
All right, Chris, our top story tonight, police are still investigating after they say several packages were open and stolen at the UPS Customer Center in Bowling Green. According to the police report, UPS employees found several packages opened when they arrived just after midnight. They believe the suspect or suspects may have accessed the building through an unlocked door at the warehouse. It's still unclear what exactly was taken from those packages. Police say they are still investigating. Well, tonight, a first-of-its-kind report regarding domestic violence data in Kentucky. The numbers are alarming to anti-violence advocates. We're learning that there were 27 domestic violence-related homicides statewide last year. Over a dozen cases of stalking, 16,000 emergency protective orders filed, and more than 8,800 arrests for domestic violence incidents. Experts believe the statistics are actually much higher as domestic violence cases are often underreported.
These are lives, just like other homicides. These are mothers, fathers, brothers, children who have died at the hands of somebody who wanted power and control.
This data also helps domestic violence shelters offer more resources to those in need. Here in South Central Kentucky, over 1,000 people were helped in and out of domestic violence shelters last year. Well, several Republican lawmakers in Kentucky are proposing a new law they hope will put an end to what they call a revolving door in the judicial system. They're calling it the three-strike law. It would require life in prison without the possibility of parole for committing 3 violent felonies. It comes a few months ahead of the 2024 legislative session that starts in January. It's expected to be presented to a committee for review, though, later this year. In local news now across Kentucky, 80 to 90% of maternal deaths are associated with violence, drug abuse, and depression or anxiety. A team of researchers are hoping to reduce that number. University of Kentucky has developed the Violence Intervention and Prevention Corps. It hopes to better educate medical professionals, mothers, and caretakers to prevent deaths.
My job is to help our community understand that full year after the delivery or the pregnancy is ended, that's where the greatest risk of primarily murders, but also suicides occur.
The second goal of this program is to create a system that takes a deeper dive into the mother and the environment around her. For more information, you can visit WNKY.com later tonight. And now to Allen County, where one local school system participates in something called See You at the Pole for a global day of prayer. The event involves students praying together on the fourth Wednesday in September, usually before school and at the school's flagpole. Adults often pray in support of the students on campus by gathering nearby at their places of work or worship or at city halls. Victory Hill Dream Center hosts See You at the Pole Day annually to unify the community.
I mean that unity. We are, it seems more divided than ever, and I just think it's time for us to come together. That's the main thing.
Blankenship said in his opinion, prayer is more important than ever. He just hopes that eventually everyone can come together, try to put their differences aside. Warren County Emergency Management and the Bowling Green Fire Department want you to be aware of the hazardous burn season and regulations for controlled burns. The departments are asking that anyone who attempts to burn natural materials like brush or tree clippings get a permit for their burn with the Bowling Green Fire or police departments.
We want to make sure that you're notifying dispatch requesting that burn permit. We want to make sure that you have a source of extinguishment, ideally a fire hose, and check the weather. Those are the big three things that we try to ask that the public does.
The measure is meant to ensure that fires do not get out of control and that the proper authorities have knowledge of those burns. And as we enter the fall season, you may be thinking about those Halloween decorations. The Edmonson County Tourism Commission is hosting the first ever fall decorations contest in the county. You can decorate your house, business, or lawn in 2 different categories: autumn, fall, or Halloween. A winner in each category receives a trophy to display. The idea for the contest actually came from a pretty unique place.
We had one of our magistrates who sits on as an honorary member for our board, the tourism board, and he brought up this idea from when he was a kid. He said that his mother was telling him that they used to decorate their yard super big and all these crazy things, and then the tourism commission gave out prizes for it or gave out a trophy or something, and we thought, well, let's revive that.
The deadline to enter is October 16th, and use the hashtag Fall Into Halloween, ECKY, for entry. Winners will be announced on October 23rd. Well, Tuesday, we told you about Traveler's Cellar Winery launching a new business inside the old State Street High School gym. Tonight, we're learning that WKU interior design students are working to design a portion of what will be the Mustang Speakeasy. The goal of the project is to replicate the 1920s feel of an authentic speakeasy, while giving students the ability to see their designs make it out of the classroom.
They can actually go and see it being done. I mean, that's the cool part of design is, you see everything on paper, but actually getting to see it being produced is everything.
Students are actively working on their sketches. You can see some on your screen right now. They're picking out materials and finishes and designing furniture and lighting plans. The opportunity offers exposure to what a career as an interior designer can look like.
So it was a great first opportunity to kind of step in and be able to be like, oh, this has the possibility of coming to life, and being able to tour around the building that is like bare bones, and to be able to just kind of take pictures and like think, oh, now this is real.
Students are competing against each other for the final design of the Mustang Speakeasy. Students with the top designs will also receive a cash prize. Well, an exciting opportunity for South Central Kentucky. The man credited with discovering the most famous shipwreck in the world, the Titanic, He's coming to the Hill. Dr. Robert Ballard will share stories and details about his exploration at Van Meter Auditorium in October. Dr. Ballard is the first in an open to the public series of notable and accomplished speakers.
I'm hopeful that having the speaker series doesn't just engage the WKU community, but it also engages the broader community. So we'd love to invite anyone from Bowling Green, Warren County, or the surrounding counties who's interested in Dr. Ballard or his talk to join us in Van Meter Auditorium on October 10th.
The WKU Presidential Speaker Series is free to attend. For more information, visit WKU.com. This weekend is the start of fall break for school districts across our area. Many of you are likely planning a trip to sunny beach in Florida, but before you hit the road, beach safety officials ask that you remember these important tips while at the ocean's shore. First, be situationally aware. Make a note of a hotel name or location landmark that you're close to while sitting on the beach. Being able to communicate where an emergency is happening could be the matter of life or death. Understand and obey the flags on the beach, swim near a lifeguard, and know how to escape a rip current. South Walton Fire District also has this advice for parents.
Take a picture of your kids as they are on the beach that day so that if they do get lost, you can share the image so that we know what we're looking for.
Vaughn also suggests that if you're visiting the Destin 30A or Panama City area, to sign up for text alerts for changing flags and daily water conditions. You can just text that number on your screen. It is 31279 to receive those alerts, and text STOP to opt out when you're ready to head back home. With many people gearing up for fall break and heading on vacation, you might have noticed a drop in gas prices. AAA says this is because people are wrapping up summer vacation and heading back to school. Another factor is around this time of year, companies have begun selling winter blend gasoline. It causes the prices to drop.
With anyone who may be thinking about taking a trip to the beach, last minute trip this upcoming weekend, you're going to find that gas prices wherever you're going are likely to be cheaper. You're going to want to map that out, where you're leaving from, where you're headed, and you can actually see about how much you're going to want to budget.
AAA also suggests that people slow down. By slowing down, you're able to save your life and save money. For more information on these gas prices, visit gasprices.AAA.com. And as you travel, you may notice construction on a new convenience store coming to the Commonwealth. It's got lots of people talking. Maybe you've heard of Wawa's. The company announced it is opening 40 new stores in Kentucky. 15 sites are already under contract across the state, including here in Warren County. Maybe a little while, though, before we can get our hands on those convenience store snacks. The first stores are projected to open in mid-2025. Wawa expects to create 1,400 new jobs as a result of this expansion. Well, still to come on News 40 at 5. Kids may be looking for some screen time after school, but too much of that could be a real problem. When we come back, we'll take a look at how to set screen limits in just a bit. But first, Weather Chief Chris Allen is back after the break with a full look at our forecast. It's coming up next.
WNKY News 40, broadcasting live from the German American Bank studio in downtown Bowling Green.
Home is more than a house. Wherever you are in your journey of homeownership, German American Bank is here to support you. Our team of dedicated mortgage loan professionals can help you with lending solutions featuring low or no down payment, assistance for closing costs and improvement projects, or even loans specifically for first-time home buyers. We're here to tell you, homeownership is achievable. German American Bank, member FDIC.
We all want our kids to have a future here in Kentucky. That's why I'm working hard to bring more jobs here. Companies big and small are setting up all over Kentucky, revitalizing communities and creating thousands of good-paying jobs. Over 46,000 more jobs than we had before COVID. Unemployment has never been lower, and we've helped hundreds of businesses launch or expand. This is Kentucky's future. Our economy is on fire. Let's keep it going.
Whoa! Big news! DraftKings Sportsbook is coming to Kentucky. You'll be so dialed into every play that you forget to eat your wings. You made my wings cold, DraftKings. Flailing your arms like you can disrupt the free throw. Miss, fool! A home run will have you crying like it's the birth of your child.
I'm so happy. DraftKings Sportsbook is coming to Kentucky. New customers, download the app now to get $200 in bonus bets when we go live. Because life's more fun when you're in on the action. The crown is yours.
Yeah.
Everyone loves more of a good thing.
And more.
And Miss Moore was no different. As her name suggested, she loved more.
More?
Ah.
So when Miss Moore was injured, she called Morgan & Morgan. With more lawyers, more offices, and more than $15 billion recovered, she didn't have to ask for more anymore. When you're injured, you deserve more.
One more?
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
We're back with Weather Chief Chris Allen. Chris, is still a little warm out there, and of course, we're waiting on that rain to just cool things down.
I know. I've been looking at my watch. It's like, okay, come on. Come on. Well, it's going to get here, I promise. And when it does start to rain, because of all the moisture that we have out there, it's going to rain pretty good, even overnight tonight and for the drive into work tomorrow morning. Here's a look at current temperatures. We're starting out in the mid-80s for the most part. Upper 70s to low 80s to the east. That's because you guys are still seeing a lot of clouds, and you had some showers early on, but where we've had the sunshine most of the day, mid-80s, that's probably where we're going to end up for high temperatures today. Right now, temperature is at 85 with a southwest wind coming in at 7. Humidity 51%, and the dew point is up there a little bit more now. It's moderately muggy at 65, and the barometer dropping now because of the approach of that low pressure system, which is going to bring us rain. As you see here, scattered to likely showers and thunderstorms overnight tonight. Coverage at 70%. That means 7 out of 10 of you will get some rain tonight. 6 and 10 tomorrow for the morning hours, and then slowly waning off as we get into Thursday evening with just a 30% coverage of showers. After that, we're not seeing much of any rain over the next 4 days, but amounts of rain could be pretty impressive from what we were looking at last night when I was showing you we could get about a ½ inch of rain. That has now been shunted back to the west. We are now looking for some of you to pick up 1 to 2 inches of rain overnight tonight and through the day tomorrow from about Bowling Green out the Cumberland Parkway into the Cumberland Plateau, where you could see those higher amounts of 2 inches or more. That includes like Campbellsville, Columbia, even over toward Edmonton, Metcalfe County down to Tompkinsville. Glasgow could see some of those heavier showers overnight as well. The severe weather threat is there. There's a level 2, that yellow, that's just to the north of Bowling Green for this afternoon and tonight, but I don't see very much developing here until we get past the midnight hour. That's when the enhancement of that low pressure system and the available moisture kicks in, and you can see very good coverage of rain. So during the overnight hours, you may hear some thunder, you may see a little bit of lightning, hear some heavy rain on your rooftop overnight tonight, but I don't think we're going to see a whole lot in the way of severe storms, although that risk is on the low end of things. We'll have to watch that, but I think this will turn into a heavy rain event during the overnight hours, and even as you head to work tomorrow morning, yes, there's going to be rain for the drive into work, so be careful of that. The front kind of fades away, but we still have a line of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow evening before all of this gets out of here by Friday and then leaves us with a dry weekend ahead. Here is your 7-day forecast. We'll go 80 tomorrow, 60% chance of showers and storms. The rain ought to be pretty much done with by the time they kick off at LT Smith Stadium, and then we get into the weekend drying out with highs in the low to almost mid-80s. And here's what's coming up tonight on NBC 40.
Join the WNKY News 40 weather team. Visit WNKY.com to become a weather watcher.
Geez. Hey, Trent. What's going on? You've been here for 7 hours.
I'm having problems with this this ain't right. I'm coming back tomorrow.
I should have called JB. Trent, gee.
Should have called JB Electric. At JB Electric, when it comes to electricity, we don't mess around. Make the right call. Call JB Electric.
We've got the drinks and good times. Now all we need is you. The 8th annual Bourbon and Brew Fest presented by the Mick Gaming Hall is back Saturday, October 21st at Bowling Green Ballpark. We have an expansive selection of bourbons, craft beers, mixed drinks, and more. Plus, sip while shopping, specialty vendors all around the ballpark. VIP ticket holders can enjoy the Heaven Hill VIP experience in the Performance Food Club, while premium ticket holders can take part in the Premium Lounge. Tickets start at just $50 and are on sale now at bgbrewfest.com or by calling 270-901-2121.
We already know Andy Bashir is lying about sex change surgery for kids. But what else is he lying about? On jobs, Bashir claims record growth. The truth? Fewer Kentuckians are working today than when Bashir started. And nearly 1 million Kentuckians are living in poverty. On crime, Bashir pushed false reports, omitting 100 murders in Louisville alone. Career politicians like Bashir and Biden lie for a living. But Kentucky knows the truth.
Time to turn talk into action. Step 1, fire up your BetMGM Sportsbook. Step 2, make your pick. And Step 3, showtime. Now that hunch has some weight to it. Every play, every game means something more. Because now, you're betting with the king of sportsbooks.
Smartphones, tablets, gaming consoles, and more. Parents, you know that children and teens spend a lot of time watching and using screens. On average, kids ages 8 to 12 spend 6 hours a day on devices, while teens spend up to 9 hours. According to the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, but too much screen time can lead to lots of health problems. It can be a battle. On one side, your child who wants to play their game or watch TV. On the other, you and a desire to keep them healthy.
Apps and games tend to suck you in. They're a time drain. They distract you from other things that you could or should be doing.
Dr. Gina Robinson with Cleveland Clinic says after school, many children want to turn to their devices or television, but setting screen limits is critical.
When you're spending a lot of time watching screens, you're not using your own imagination, you're not reading, you're not drawing, you're not doing sports and getting physical activity.
Robinson says it can also affect sleep. She recommends no screen time for children under 2. Those over that age should be limited to 2 hours. Start by setting limits before your child gets in front of the screen. Robinson says to set a schedule where screen time is only allowed a certain time of day and follow a routine.
You're not trying to kind of turn on a dime and change things in the middle.
Finally, limit access to the screens. Don't allow them in bedrooms at night, and make a rule that devices will be charged in a central area of the house.
They're going to be mad about it. They might have an attitude, but they're going to be mad at you 1,000,000 times before they grow up. And remember that you're always doing things that are in their best interests.
Experts say it's also important for parents to set a good example when it comes to their own screen habits. Explain to children while you're setting screen limits and let them know you're doing it to keep them healthy. Well, still to come on News 40 at 5. We are just days away from a potential government shutdown as officials rush to find a bipartisan solution. We'll have the latest on what's happening on Capitol Hill right after this.
When Daniel Cameron says he absolutely supports bringing back Matt Bevin's ruthless Medicaid plan, Cameron threatens to take away coverage from over 95,000 Kentuckians and punish working parents.
This sounds very similar to something that Governor Matt Bevin tried.
Well, absolutely. But when Cameron said he'd back Bevin's war on teachers and take taxpayer money from public schools to give to private schools instead, he'd punish Kentucky's kids. Cameron's absolutely wrong for Kentucky.
I'm attorney Deborah Brose. I am committed to my clients across South Central Kentucky. But don't just take it from me. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I can help. Call our office today for a free consultation.
Morris Jewellery is this area's independent and trusted source for diamonds. We're an experienced direct diamond importer, and custom design is our specialty, with diamond engagement rings starting at $33 per month. Our prices can't be beat.
Andy Bashir wants to talk education. His record, Andy closed down our schools. Regular kids still haven't recovered. Fewer than half can read or do math at grade level. I'm Daniel Cameron. As the husband of a teacher, I know we can do better. The Cameron Catch-Up Plan is about supporting our teachers and getting kids caught up. I won't just campaign on education, I'll get it fixed, because our teachers and students deserve it.
At Infinity Pipeline, your family is our family. Our employees are the foundation of what we do. And what matters to you matters to us. We're now hiring the next generation of skilled workers to help grow our community. Apply now. InfinityPipeInc.com.
If you've been injured, Morgan & Morgan's fee is free. If you don't win your case, you pay nothing. It's easy. Just dial Pound Law or go to forthepeople.com to get started. I think I'm starting to get this.
The Jennifer Hudson Show is here.
You're going to bless people every day.
Something hits you in your heart. We're doing it all.
Weekdays at 2 on NBC 40.
With no agreement in sight, it appears the government is headed for a shutdown this Saturday night. House Speaker McCarthy said he will bring a short-term spending bill up for a vote that includes money for border security. NBC's Alice Barr is in Washington with more details.
On Capitol Hill today, there is movement in the urgent efforts to prevent a government shutdown, but no straight line to a deal. Separate short-term spending bills are working their way through the House and Senate, but each version is destined to fail in the opposite chamber, where the opposite party is in power. The Senate's top Democrat issuing a pointed message to the top House Republican.
The only way out of a shutdown is bipartisanship. And by constantly adhering to what the hard right wants, you're aiming for a shutdown.
I don't see the support in the House.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy trying to persuade a small group of conservative holdouts who are digging in on spending cuts and speaking out against the bipartisan Senate proposal.
You have $6.2 billion for Ukraine. They do nothing to secure our southern border. That is just a non-starter.
Some moderate Republicans signaling a willingness to work with Democrats to keep the government open.
Well, we don't want to shut down, so I would do what we can.
As frustrations grow across the country, a group of young social media influencers traveling to the Capitol to speak to lawmakers and deliver a petition opposing a shutdown.
Kevin McCarthy thinks that, Gen Z and millennials aren't listening. And we are.
There are real people on the end of what it means to lock people out of their government and stop their benefits.
Young voices that could ring loudly in the 2024 presidential election as Republican candidates prepare for the next GOP debate tonight in Southern California. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Well, stay with us. We'll have a final look at your forecast coming up right after this.
Do you have settled or uneven concrete? USS is here to help. Changing weather conditions and poor drainage causes the soil under your concrete to shift and erode, and your concrete to settle. USS uses Polylift to raise sunken concrete in sidewalks, pool decks, porches, and more. Polylift is less expensive than full replacement, and you can walk on your concrete within minutes of repair. Visit USS-KY.com for a free estimate.
We'll guarantee our best. Call USS.
Horses, bourbon, and the great outdoors. That's Kentucky. Original, majestic, and wide open. In one day, visit legendary distilleries, explore horse country, or put on your hiking shoes and get out there. This is Kentucky. Come see for yourself. Plan your road trip at KentuckyTourism.com.
Do you want to experience the sex? The pit. And you heard about Zombieland. You can only witness this at the house.
Be sure to wear your best WKU red shirt. Go Tops!
Is your search for a new home on hold because of high interest rates and high monthly payments? Jago Homes has your solution with a low 4.99 fixed interest rate and no energy bills for 2 years. You'll enjoy open, spacious living. Your new home is protected with a 210 warranty and backed by our full-time service department. Learn why a new Jago home is more affordable than you think at jagohomes.com, because life is too precious to be put on hold.
Ford's is celebrating our 87th anniversary with a huge sale. Everything store-wide is on sale, and get up to 72 months, no interest financing. Save on bedrooms to sofas and dinettes to recliners during our anniversary sale going on now at Ford's Furniture.
WNKY News 40 is always on. Visit WNKY.com for your latest in local news, sports, and weather.
Well, it's a historic moment today. NASA astronaut Frank Rubio is returning to Earth after breaking a pretty big record. He became the first American to spend more than a year in space. Yeah, but listen, he initially planned to just spend 6 months in space, but his ride fell through. Don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah.
Forcing him to remain at the International Space Station. He logged a total of 371 days in space, and it's actually, this was his first trip to space. So imagine it's your first time there, you're expecting a ride home, no one comes to pick you up, you're stranded, just, you know, it's like when you get stuck after school, you know, waiting on mom. Did you hate that?
Mom, where are you? You know, then it starts to rain, thunder and lightning, and you're standing there, you know, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Weren't the Russians supposed to take him home?
Yeah,
pick him up
well, those Russians.
Putin, what are you up to now? All right. Tonight, we're going to see some late night storms. Some heavy rain is certainly possible, too, as overnight lows fall into the 60s. Most of the rain will come after midnight tonight.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Thank you at home for